2022, and as you can tell by the giant Wild Force plate here, which is a hunk of plastic, we're going to be reviewing something Wild Force related. And if you're going to do something Wild Force related, you always got to start off with the first one. So, today we will be reviewing the Wild Force Megazord. So here we have the Zords in their Zord modes. We have the Bison, chilling out over here, the Lion, the Eagle, Tiger, and Shark. Now, we're going to take a look at each of these individually and show off how they look, diecast parts, and then we'll go into transformation. So first off, we're going to take a look at Red Lion. Alright guys, so here is Red Lion in Lion mode. And first off, let me just say, this is my old childhood toy, so some things got broken over time. There used to be a spring mechanism in his hip that you can see over here, so when it goes up, it extends out. It's broken. Two of his front teeth are gone, which were up there. As you can see, they look nice. They used to. And his tail died. But other than that, he is a really nice Zord. Metal-wise, these parts are metal. Feet are metal. These parts are metal. And there's probably some metal inside, because this guy is hefty. Hefty enough to be part of the Japanese Chogokin line when it was released over there. Red Lion, controlled by the Red Ranger. Very nice looking. Probably one of my favorites from the line. So, next we'll take a look at the Eagle Zord. Okay, so here we have the Eagle Zord, which this is a very nice looking Zord. All these Zords are nice. Diecast, the feet, screws, pins, probably some parts inside. The helmet right here is not metal, it's plastic, vacuum metallized. But it's still nice. Now, in terms of what you can do, his head goes up and down, the beak opens, his feet go forward and back, rotate here, go up and down at the foot. And his wings are very nice, because most people have them displayed like this, which is just a sitting eagle mode. But the cool thing that you can do is fold these out and rotate them, so it's now a flying eagle, or you can rotate them this way, so the wings look more flowing back rather than forward, but then you see the things on the bottom, so it's not very nice looking. So you can get a decent flying pose out of this bird, which is something you can barely ever do if you can get them to sit and fly out of a Sentai mech. But the giant butt protrusion is what gets me, because this has to fold up and become the head later. So it just hangs out there, so if you're not paying attention, you're like, oh, it's the helmet. But yeah, that's the Eagle Zord. So next, let's take a look at the Bison Zord. Okay, so here we have the Bison, and he has a hefty amount of diecast, because he has the legs. Now, you can't see it on the outside, but the second you open up his back, you realize this is just a hunk of diecast right there. That's just diecast. So, it has some heft to it, and this is diecast. So, this one's pretty darn heavy, I will admit. And in terms of articulation, you get feet, mouth, head, and horns. So, not the best, but it's still quite nice. And something you can do that's not in the show is fold these down and fold these up, and you can have a rolling Bison. Which I thought would have been cool if they would have went like that and then like rammed into something, but this is used for transformation later, which we will get into after we take a look at the Shark Sword. Okay, so here we have the Shark Sword, and he is probably one of my favorites. Why? Because he can do the swimmy shark thing, and it makes me happy. He has wheels, so he rolls. So it's a rolling shark that can do the swimming shark thing. So when you bend him, he turns. This does more than cars do half the time in Power Rangers. It can turn and roll. And this is a shark. It's great. Diecast, that's diecast. The wheel is diecast. I think that's diecast in there. No diecast on the outside on this one. Besides that. And this pops off because it's the sword later. And let me just say, once again, my childhood figure, so the paint's wearing off back there. And the mouth does open for articulation, and yes, that was metal in there. So there's random metal bits just hidden throughout these guys to give them more heft. And the landing gear does fold away if you just want a shark swimming. So, last but not least, let's take a look at the White Tiger. Okay, so here we have the White Tiger. Not to be confused with the White Tiger Zord from, you know, Season 2 of MMPR. The really cool looking one. This is the Wild Force Tiger Zord. And it's nice, because it can arc its back, so you can have like an arcing tiger, or a crouching tiger, or Oh, crouching tiger. And its head moves up and down, which is something quite nice. It rotates all the way around. Jaw goes open pretty darn far, so it can eat anything. Legs go forward that far, bend at the ankle, so it can be like, back that far. And in the back legs, they go all the way up, so it can kick itself in the butt due to transformation. Tail also goes up and down. And under here, we have the die cast, which don't look at it. It's there. The feet are die cast. This is die cast. The ankle bits right here are die cast. And this one is also heavy. But due to time, the ankle bit over here has become very loose, so I have to be very careful when I sit it down, because sometimes it just falls over like that, or the leg goes in, or stuff just happens and it doesn't like to cooperate. But let's get these guys combined into their carrier mode. Okay, so to combine these guys into carrier mode, you're going to want to do this with the Bison first of all. Then come back here to the back, take these butt panels, fold them up, which they were originally back here, but when you fold these up and then out, you end up with this. Then you take the front half, fold his head back up, close his jaw, extend it up, back, it will clip into place, and that's the legs for Megazord mode. Fold out the wheels, and then you fold it again out, so you end up with this huge thing, then close that back up, and you end up with this train, essentially, made out of Bison. This is amazing. Then you take this plate, which has no other purpose besides to take those 4 ports, and plug them into the new 4 holes up here. So you plug them in like so. Actually plug them in the right way. So the 2 bits right here are facing the front, the one, so the Shark Sword will face forward. Peg it in, like so. Then you take the Shark Sword, line up his wheels with the slots, like so. Take the Tiger Zord's paws, which have little slots in them, sort of. Line them up as best you can, in some way, shape, or form, because sometimes they line up good, sometimes they don't. Like, the back legs right now aren't going into their slots. Still not going anywhere. And then you take the eagle and the lion, which can go either way. The lion can go back here, and you can balance the eagle up front. If you turn it back into, like, sitting eagle pose, which is right here, you can kind of shimmy it up there. Or I've seen ways where people stick it back here, spread its wings out a little bit, so it goes back into there, and then you put the lion up front, but then the eagle's kind of just staring into the lion's butt. But either way, they all line up on this Zord in a way that looks quite cool. The lion is not standing, so I'm just going to have to jimmy rig it. There we go. And as you can see, you end up with a carrier Zord, which I think looks really nice. And this is hefty, because all the die cast. And now let's get down to the transformation into Megazord mode. So a cool thing that you can do, which is very show accurate, is you can transform it just like they do in the show. Exactly, in every way, shape, and form. So what you do is you fold these out, fold the Bison head down, roll him off to the side slightly, but these should actually be facing down, like so. Then move him over to the side. Take the lion, fold these bits out, take his front paws, push them up, and flatten them out like so. Take the back legs, rotate them up, which as you can see, this one's extended out and this one is not. Fold it down a little bit just to get it out of the way. Rotate it up, clip that in, fold the tail away. Then take this panel up here, quite springy, fold it down, which will give a gap there for the wings, and when you want to turn it back, push the button at the bottom of his mane, and it'll spring the head back up, like so. And then you take him and peg it on with those 2 pegs into those 2 clips right there, as best you can. And then you set him off to the side. Take the lion, or the tiger, as you would say. Take the back feet, fold them up, like so. Rotate the back legs all the way around so the metal's at the front. Fold the tail to the back. Straighten out its spine. Collapse it back together, so now it makes a cohesive logo. Right up there. Pop out the arm. Rotate it at the paw and then at the arm, and then fold it in, tuck it in. Same thing on the other side. And then peg it on. And also you take the head, which is extended, and you push it in slightly so now it doesn't go up and down. Then rotate it to the side real quick. You can bend at the elbow and move it down or whatever you want to now. As you can see, it's taking shape. Then we take the shark, who's right here, fold the wheel in, fold those up. I'll just put the sword over to the side for a minute. Pull out the waist. Now you have even more movement. Rotate it so now the logo is facing the front of the shark. And plug it in there. Now, the next thing you do is really cool. So you take the eagle. Let's roll him away. Take the eagle, fold the head up. Fold the legs back as far as you can get them. And level out the wings so they're even with the face. Like so. And then, whoa, don't kill him. See those grooves right there? There's a groove there and a hole there, sort of. They essentially just lock into each other, but at the same time you want to finagle the wings so they go into here, which you can do this an easier way by just attaching the eagle first, but it happens like this in the show, so I like it. You can do it show accurate. Just push it down, lock it in, and the wing tips will go down there. Fold the horns up a click. Not 2 clicks, because then they'll bump into that, and that looks strange. And then you just simply take it, like this, fold it back on the first bison joint, rotate it up, and in the process, make sure it doesn't unclip up here, which sometimes it does. Rotate that around, up there, fold it up, and close this up real quick, split the legs, spin them around, and then you peg this back on if it fell off, like so. Move the arms down, past the wing, and then rotate the head around, and there you have the Wild Force Megazord in all of his glory. And this thing is full of die-cast glory. So, in terms of articulation, arms go all the way around, his elbows bend backwards and forwards, on each arm, actually, with nice ratchets. Legs don't do anything, they're just there. You can do that. And let me give you a 360 view real quick, because this thing... There's more die-cast. I don't know how to describe this Megazord. It's one of my favorites, just because it's so hefty on a shelf for its size. And you take the fin blade, as they call it in the show, and which was originally like this, fold the fin down, open up the shark's mouth, and instead of just jamming in there, you fold this bit up, clip the handle in, and then close it up, and he can hold the sword, which I think is a nice way to do it so you don't end up with the whole, oh, his sword's falling out of his hand issue. But you can't stick it over there due to the handle and the fact that it's supposed to be like this, and the guard's on the wrong side. I don't know. It's confusing, but I like it. So here he is in all of his glory. Quite a nice figure, and the best thing you can do with this little stand here is, let me pan down again, is you can take the stand, and on the bottom of his feet, they're sized correctly, so on the side over here where those black tabs are, they fit into these grooves right here. So you can go like this on each side, and just line them up in a way that looks nice. And then go over to the other side. Line it up again, smack it down, and there you go. You have the Wild Force Megazord standing on its symbol, and this looks nice. Also, let me just point this out right away, because I like how this looks. Due to transformation, you can angle that back if you want him to be all like, roar, or something, if you want to reenact like the Mega Roar from the show. But, oh man, it's just nice. I love this Megazord. If you can find this guy, pick him up. Especially, it doesn't matter, American, Japanese, don't matter. If you can just find him, pick him up. Especially if you want to make something known as Gao Centaurus, because you need the tiger and the shark, and you also kind of need a really big red lion. So, nice figure. Pick it up if you can find one. Anyway, guys, this is Twitter22, signing out.